What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got a Chicago Bulls versus Utah Jazz game reaction in which the Chicago Bulls did, I would say, strongly in the second half. I wouldn't necessarily call this a strong full-quarter performance from the Chicago Bulls, but at the end of the day, the second half performance was very strong, and the Bulls ended up walking away with a very good win against Utah over in Utah. I believe this is our first win against Utah in Utah since 2016, so a very long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. But at the end of the day, we are here now. We got the W that we needed, and obviously after a very, I would say, lackluster game against the OKC Thunder, we ended up picking up a very strong win in Utah. I feel like this win was needed, ladies and gentlemen, knowing what we have next against Phoenix and against the Warriors, knowing the type of teams that we're going to be facing soon, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely think the one against OKC we should have won, but we definitely should have tried to take this one away from the Utah Jazz. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I said I wanted to see this Utah Jazz team in action. They seem like a fun team to watch, and honestly, I was very, very happy with this game. I thought this was a very exciting game, and at the end of the day, I am very grateful that the Bulls won. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, I guess, overall performance today. Who is your player of the game? Your thoughts and opinions on how the game was played. We won this game 114 to 107. Again, a game that I felt like the Chicago Bulls had every chance to win. Now, Utah has had a phenomenal start to the year, but I didn't even know coming into this game they lost 4 in a row. I thought they lost a couple of games. I didn't necessarily knew they lost 4 in a row. And of course, with Mike Conley out for them, that was going to be a very big difference. And the Bulls capitalized on that in every sense of the word. And I really thought our second half was much better than our first. I've got to be honest, outside of the first quarter for the Chicago Bulls, I definitely thought our second quarter was the worst out of the entire game, ladies and gentlemen. And we did a lot of things wrong. We can't lie. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen had an outstanding game, and he absolutely destroyed the Chicago Bulls in the first half, and we really suffered because of that. Their movement was a big problem. Our constant switching was a big problem. I remember this game, the game against Boston, where Boston constantly switched onto the Chicago Bulls every single time, switched 1 through 5, and they tried to guard us in that way, and the Bulls capitalized on that. I looked at the Jazz team today, and we switched 1 through 5 basically with them every single time down the floor, and they made us pay on a lot of those instances as well. So again, it kind of goes full circle there, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what happens when we have to verse teams that are bigger than us. That's obviously a mismatch in every sense of the word, and they capitalized. Lauri played great. Colin Sexton played solid. Kelly Olynyk came alive in the second half of that game. Again, they're a fun team to watch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to discredit them based on one loss that they suffered against the Chicago Bulls, but obviously I think we did very well to match up in the second half. I thought we made their offense very stagnant with our defensive energy. Again, they were relying very heavily on the three-point shot, which didn't end up working or falling for them towards the second half of that game, and we took it to him. We put the pressure on them. We added a little bit more physicality to our game as well, and we walked away with a win. And that's the most important thing. As much of a fun game as this could have been, again, as much of a fun game as it was, we needed to walk away with a win in this game, and I'm very happy that the Bulls decided to do that. Now, there were, again, a couple of things I would like to see improved, but I guess we'll go into the individual performances to discuss these types of things. But I quickly want to talk about the big three of the Chicago Bulls team. You know the big three: Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic. In the last couple of games, all of their efficiency levels have been very, very poor, in my opinion. And I honestly think outside of Io, everybody's efficiency in the starting lineup wasn't very good today. So I want to see a better efficient night for the Chicago Bulls again. I don't think you can get away with this every single night, playing like this, shooting at a very bad efficiency rate and walking away with a win. I also think that we did very well down the stretch because of the Utah Jazz's inexperience. They're still an extremely young team. They do have a lot of upside. They do have a lot of guys that can make a big difference in a game. But their inexperience, I think, really helped us as well when we walked away with a win from there. We put our experience to the table. DeMar DeRozan's fourth quarter, and again, our very good energy. Kobe White as well came in, made a huge difference, and we capitalized on that. So that was good to see as well. But efficiency-wise, the Chicago Bulls do have to be better. We have to give our guys better chances to actually score. A lot of our shots are still when there's a heavily contested player in front of them, and it's not really clear-cut open shots. A lot of Zach LaVine, we talk a lot about how Zach LaVine misses layups throughout the course of the regular season, but my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, he's not getting clear shots at the rim. The best shot I saw Zach LaVine today was an alley-oop, and that was really good to see. But outside of that, everything was heavily contested. Same with DeMar DeRozan. Most of his shots are heavily contested. Same with Vucevic as well. When he's in the post, he is heavily contested. So I'd like to see clearer chances made for these guys, and with three of them there that has the caliber to score in basically all three levels, you'd expect to see a little bit more of those open shots for these guys, but unfortunately it's not really happening. So better efficiency definitely going forward. We'll have to wait and see if we can get that done. But let's start off with the individual performances. DeMar DeRozan had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal on this game, 9 from 20 from the field, 0 from 1 from the three-point line. DeMar DeRozan was extremely quiet in the first half, but came alive in the second half. And again, we know DeMar DeRozan is not going to stay down for long, ladies and gentlemen. Just as much as he does struggle from time to time, he knows how to pick himself up better than anybody on this team, in my opinion. He absolutely came alive in the second half, an extremely positive third quarter, and again, in those clutch moments in the fourth quarter, he delivered for the Chicago Bulls as well. Very solid night from DeMar DeRozan, probably a player of the game candidate for sure. And again, I really like how he doesn't give up on himself. When you see guys have really bad nights, sometimes they tend to give up on themselves, or sometimes they make it a lot worse by trying to force things. Now, DeMar DeRozan definitely forces up shots from time to time. There's no secret about that. But his confidence levels are so high in himself that he's the type of guy where he could shoot, again, like in this game, 1 from 6 in the first half, they come in the second half and not miss a shot. That's the type of player that DeMar DeRozan is, and that's why he's very pivotal towards the Bulls' success thus far. Patrick Williams, 5 points, 5 rebounds alongside of 1 steal in this game, 1 from 4 from the field, 1 from 2 from the three-point line. I gotta say, in the recent performances that we've seen from Patrick Williams, this has to be one of the lowest points in terms of his performances. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We can't hide from that fact. I'm not going to go in on Patrick Williams because it is his first relatively bad performance in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the start of the year was piss poor from Patrick Williams, but we've seen him fight back and, I guess, rejuvenate his NBA season. One bad game is not going to make me all of a sudden go back to slating Patrick Williams, but there's no secret he had a really bad game today. Again, he was mainly responsible for Lauri Markkanen, and Lauri Markkanen dropped 27 points in the first half of that game. That's Patrick Williams' responsibility, and he has to do a much better job. I think the communication on defense was not very good. A couple of times we switched when we didn't need to switch. A couple of times we saw, I guess, those switches being taken advantage of by the Utah Jazz, by Lauri Markkanen, by guys like Kelly Olynyk, and even guys like Jordan Clarkson as well, Colin Sexton. These guys, they know how to take advantage of those situations, and unfortunately, Patrick Williams did not have a great defensive night, which obviously indeed definitely affected his confidence and his offense as well. So it's a rough night. I'm not going to say anything else beyond that. Hopefully he'll have a much better game against Phoenix, and we can see, again, a more positive game from everybody against the Phoenix Suns. Nikola Vucevic had a 16-point, 9 rebound, 2 assists alongside of 1 steal performance, 8 from 17 from the field, 0 from 4 from the three-point line. A lot of Vucevic's points came into the paint, and I still feel like we kind of ignore him sometimes in the paint. There was one play specifically where I think DeMar DeRozan had a chance to pass the ball to him in the post. He had Taylor Horton-Tucker sealed, I believe it was, and we didn't give it to him. Then Alex Caruso literally has to get the ball from the other side of the court, dribble all the way to the corner just to get Vucevic the ball. Vucevic falls, and I think we called a timeout. And stuff like that can't happen, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's basic fundamental basketball here. I know we don't play in the 90s anymore. We don't play in the early 2000s where getting the ball in the post was the go-to thing, and how guys like Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, these guys shined. But with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it is that easy to get 2 points. Pass him the ball in the post when he has his guys sealed off in the paint, and it's the easiest shot of all time. You got to give him the ball, ladies and gentlemen. I still feel like we ignore Vucevic a lot more, and I want to see us prioritize Vucevic a little bit more on the offense. Now, I might be saying that with 16 points under his name, but it could have easily been 24-25 if we actually got him the ball where he needed to get the ball, and all of a sudden we'd had a much better offensive night. I am very frustrated with that, and I'd like to see that be a really big talking point heading into the next couple of games. I think the game against the Warriors, because I still believe maybe they have Wiseman, but they are a relative small ball team. We can use that against the Golden State Warriors. We can put Vucevic in the post and we can see him go to work. And again, I'm hoping that's the game plan, because if we just keep annoying Nikola Vucevic, he's not going to have great games. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that situation. Zach LaVine had 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal on the night, 7 from 20 from the field, 1 from 6 from the three-point line. I genuinely thought Zach LaVine was good for 3 quarters. And what I liked about Zach LaVine's game today, he was attacking the basket. When everybody went to the perimeter in that first half, Zach LaVine was cutting. Zach LaVine was going to the basket. And yes, he does miss some layups, ladies and gentlemen. That's been an ongoing theme all year, but he got the foul calls and he did make some pretty good layups today as well, I can't lie. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, that was the difference. When we were down and out in that first half, Zach LaVine kept us alive. Whether the stats may show it or not, that's exactly what he did. So I respect that performance from Zach LaVine, but efficiency-wise, not very good. 1 from 6 from the three-point line, not very good. And of course, his second half performance wasn't very good either. So there's a lot of things to dissect with Zach LaVine's performance. Ayo Dosunmu, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 from 5 from the field, 0 from 0 from the three-point line. Ayo came out of this game attacking on all cylinders. He was driving to the basket, he was getting some good layups, and unfortunately that wasn't sustainable throughout the whole game. And that's kind of the next step with Ayo Dosunmu. He plays his role very well, solid defender, good playmaking with 3 assists, good points with 8 points, and again, he did well even rebounding with 4, but I feel like with Ayo, he consistently attacks in certain quarters, and then in other quarters, he's very quiet. He doesn't get the ball a lot. And the coaching staff has to do better in getting Ayo more involved, and Ayo has to be better, in my opinion, in terms of staying aggressive throughout the whole game. So again, we've got to work on that in the future as well, because Ayo, when he's dangerous and he's attacking, we're a completely different team when he does that. And it's the same with Patrick Williams. And it's the same with Kobe White coming off of the bench, who was very aggressive in today's game. He had 15 points and 2 rebounds, 6 from 9 from the field, 3 from 5 from the three-point line. We needed Kobe White today, ladies and gentlemen, and not only did we need him, Kobe White delivered today as well. Very good scoring night against the Utah Jazz. There were a couple of times, again, his shots came very differently. For example, he went into the post against Jordan Clarkson and got a layup. He bullied someone, I can't remember who it was, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but again, he bullied someone and got a mid-range shot, and then of course his three-point shots were falling today as well. And this is how dangerous Kobe White can be when it is firing on all cylinders. And he had a great game today, and I admire that performance from Kobe White. And it's not the first one we've seen over the past couple of games. He has been very confident, he has been shooting the ball well recently, so we've got to take advantage of that as a Bulls team. We've got to keep on going to Kobe White, and Kobe White should be getting some minutes now, ladies and gentlemen. There were a couple of times during the beginning of the year, Kobe White didn't get as much minutes because he wasn't making that much of an impact. It's very straightforward. When he makes the impact, he gets the game time. So you love to see that from Kobe White. Alex Caruso, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block, ladies and gentlemen. I would say this is a pretty standard performance from Alex Caruso. Got a couple of assists, got a couple of buckets, played some solid defense, was a defensive leader in today's game. He did a very good job on Lauri Markkanen. Again, where Patrick Williams struggled, Alex Caruso did not. He got a nice couple of steals on Lauri Markkanen. He predicted where he was going to go, and he slowed him down a lot. Because in my opinion, Lauri could have easily dropped 40 points, 50 points in this game if Patrick Williams stayed on him the whole time. So I thought we did a good job in rotating and making sure Lauri Markkanen did see different people from time to time. Yes, he did very good. What I liked about Lauri Markkanen today is that he was completely different from the Bulls side of things. He was moving so much more, and he got the ball in very good areas. With the Bulls, he was just, I guess, used, even with the Cavs, he was just used as a three-point shooter, and that's it. He was used to spread the floor. But when you play him like a superstar, he could do things like that. He can go to the basket, he could get dunks, he can get layups, he could get threes, he could go to the mid-range. He works well in the post. He was a night-and-day player from the Bulls side and from the Cavs side to that Utah Jazz side. So Lauri Markkanen played great basketball, but Alex Caruso, I think, did a good job on him. Javonte Green, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Not much to say in terms of Javonte Green. He also got a block in this game. Only played 13 minutes. Wasn't necessarily a guy that we went to today. I think we prioritized guys like Goran Dragic. We prioritized guys like Kobe White over Javonte Green today because those guys were making the difference today. Andre Drummond, 10 points and 10 rebounds in 12 minutes. I mean, what can I say? Double-double in 12 minutes. That's the threat that we have coming off the bench, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he's always going to be in contention for 6th man of the week, to sometimes even player of the game awards, because of how good of an impact he can make in a small amount of time. He was amazing today. And Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic, 7 points and 2 rebounds alongside 2 assists, 1 steal and 1 block as well. We saw that connection back, ladies and gentlemen. A lob to Andre Drummond, a behind the back pass to Andre Drummond. And again, when those two were playing well together, we have a very good dynamic off of the bench, just as much as we have good dynamics in the starting lineup. So they really did make a difference today off of our bench, and our bench was outstanding today once again. That's enough of the individual performances, ladies and gentlemen. We go to the must improve, and I'm going to pick Patrick Williams. I don't think this is a hard choice whatsoever. He did have a big problem guarding Lauri Markkanen today, and Lauri Markkanen had an amazing game, and that's the responsibility on the most part of Patrick Williams. He did not have a great game this time out. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to be making another video discussing what's wrong with Patrick Williams or anything like that. It's too early for that. But we can definitely see him do better in the next time out, and I'm hoping and I'm expecting him to do better in the next time out. The player of the game for me is going to be DeMar DeRozan for his second half performance. But outside of that, I really do think guys like Levine kept us in the first half of the game, which was good. Kobe White should definitely get consideration for this award as well. And yeah, even guys like Andre Drummond, in my opinion, was outstanding today. But I would give it to DeMar DeRozan. The Bulls' record now, ladies and gentlemen, is 9 wins and 11 losses. Again, we're 2 games away from 500. We are not far away from the pack, ladies and gentlemen. If you go look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, we're not far away from a lot of the teams there, from 3rd pretty much all the way down to where we are now. But we got to keep on winning, ladies and gentlemen. It starts early and it continues late. If you start winning now, it's definitely going to look good for you towards the end of the year, when you do see teams that are starting to tank a little bit more, and you do see teams that are starting to die down their performances a little bit more. That can definitely help the Chicago Bulls. And our next game is going to come against the Phoenix Suns, ladies and gentlemen. We've had some horrific games against Phoenix, I can't lie. Again, the comeback win that they had against us, where we were up by 20 or something like that, we lost by double digits. That was horrifically bad. And then obviously they have blown us out a couple of times as well. They're not going to be an easy team, ladies and gentlemen. Their defense will be on point. And obviously when you have guys like Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they're available and ready to play, they will cause big problems. And even guys like Cameron Payne made some big problems for the Chicago Bulls. So we're going to be ready for that. But altogether, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care.